Gemini, hi. So this is going to be a reading for December 4th through the 10th, and I'll take a look into your recent past, your current energies, and your immediate future. And then I'll close it off with a couple of cards from the universe for you. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended at the end of the video. You can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. Let's see, Gemini. Oop. Oopsie doops. Alright, the overall energy for the reading, the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like that's the theme for air signs. There's been a lot of that for Libra and Aquarius as well. But, I mean, there's some changes here going on. There's some changes, especially in the way you approach possibly a particular situation where you may be shifting. Interesting. Let's see here. In the recent past, the Queen of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords. You are approaching a situation from a place of confidence, from a place of this is where I want to give my energy to, this is where I want to give my attention. You really, really believe that that was, you know, something that you wanted to do. Now, the place you're coming from with that one seems to be the Queen of Wands kind of flew out in reverse. So that's kind of an indication to me that, even though you're convinced that this is where you want to go, where you want to give your energy to me, it's like an kind of a situation. So, we'll see. In the current situation, the Emperor, the Page of Pentacles, the King of Cups. Now that seems to be more of a straight up kind of, my heart is super involved in this situation, and I feel like, you know, I'm even growing by placing my attention and my energy into whatever you're dealing with at the current time. In the immediate future, the King of Wands, the Seven of Swords, the Ace of Swords. Again, I'm kind of going back to the past with this one, where it feels like the changes that are happening is you realizing where you're giving your energy to. And in the past, looking at the past and being like, maybe that wasn't the best place to give my energy to, because in the future, you're definitely taking some sort of action towards that in terms of, yeah, I'm just not going to do it anymore. You know, I'm not going to do things in that way anymore. Where I'm super like burning up for something, and it's like, it's almost feeling like you're starting to differentiate between your heart and your passion. What fires you up for that split second is like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and what's truly meaningful. So those could be the shifts at play for you, you know, where situations in the past that kind of fired you up, as they show up in the future, you realize, I don't know if that's the thing, you know, because right now you're dealing with quite a meaningful situation from your heart, where it's not looking so fiery necessarily, but it's like, it's more meaningful, it's more important, you know, than having that, let's fire it up for like a split second, and then it's like, what the hell is going on here, you know? So, interesting. Let's clarify. Let me clarify the Wheel of Fortune. Did I say it like the show, or? I think I did. See, the subconscious mind. For the Wheel of Fortune, you get the Five of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the World card. Yeah, that cycle is coming to a close. Because, yeah, it could have felt good for a split second. Let's say you were dealing with a situation where you're very involved, but from a more passionate perspective, from a more chemistry perspective, from a more, this looks so good, it feels so good in the moment, it feels like it's burning up, it's like, oh, and then, you know, it turned into conflict, or maybe it wasn't shared, maybe you felt it that way for a split second, but then on the other side, it wasn't necessarily felt in the same way, or it was, but it was more, I don't know, something about, in this reading is shown up strongly about the difference between passion and love. And I know there's still some of you out there that say this is the same thing. No, it's not. It's really not. And you're starting to differentiate between that. So that cycle is coming to a close, where you're pursuing stuff from that place of either situations or people from that place of, oh my God, I'm so fired up about this, you know, and that dies down in time. Whereas from that place of an open heart, love, that's more constant. That's more, you know, it doesn't die down. It shifts, it changes here and there, but it doesn't die down because it's not lit up. It's not a flame in there necessarily that stays up, and then, you know, at some point it's like, okay, this is going down. Let's add some more wood to it or something, or fuel. Love doesn't need fuel in this instance. Let's do the Queen of Wands. 6 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, 9 of Cups. Yeah, this is definitely pursuing from that place of attraction more than anything, or passion. And looking at the situation as being shared, you know, like in your mind, it was like they feel the same thing. They definitely feel the same thing. But then, you know, in time, kind of really falling into this reality check and figuring out that, I don't know if it's shared. I don't know if they feel the same thing. I don't even know what the hell I'm feeling anymore, but I think it's love. I'm not sure. I'm kind of trying to, so it's definitely starting to kind of raise some question marks in there, this whole situation, just because in that initial moment, it feels so, ooh, it feels so passionate, so good, you know, but then over time, it seems like, what is this, you know? Let's do the 8 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. Let's do the Knight of Swords. Yeah, it's exactly that, where you're pursuing something that lasts for like, you know, that instant gratification that lasts for like 10 minutes and you want it to last forever kind of a thing. And it's because of that spark that you want to last forever, you confuse it with love, which is, I'm not seeing any signs of love in there, you know, in all honesty. For the Knight of Swords, you get the Hangman, the Page of Wands, the Queen of Swords. Yeah, there's practicality, there's fire, there's passion, there's like, ooh. But that's about it. And again, trying to make it last here with the 8 of Pentacles, like putting in practical energy into it, and let's work on it to keep it lasting, to keep it going. Which brought up the fear of losing this, because it's like, okay, once I start investing in this, that means I put my energy in there. That means that, you know, we're going to work on it. And then the more time we spend working on it, the harder it is to let it go, because then I invested in it. So it's like, what do I do? And then the spark is starting to die out. And it's like, what are you left with? With the need to keep this there. Out of fear. So interesting. Let me see this energy, this current. Did I just scratch my scalp with, yeah, I think I did, but that felt good. I had an itch. Okay. For the Emperor, you get the 8 of Pentacles, the Star, the 2 of Pentacles. It's very different. This energy is starting to show up as being very different, because you are still investing in it, but it feels very different than the past there, you know? Very meaningful. You're giving me the Star here. You're giving me something that your soul is eager for, is open to being like everything on this planet that you could ever wanted, you know? And it's shown up as being very confusing, because it's like, well, I'm not used to showing up like that for me. You know, I usually approach things from that place of passion, of burning desire, of oof, oof. But where did that lead you? Because I see all sorts of places that it led you to. This is starting to show up very, very different, more practical, more grounded, more, yeah, it could show up as slower. And you could be like, but there's not that burning desire to it necessarily. No, but there's something else to it that could be more meaningful, you know? But it is confusing to you by the looks of it, because it's new. It's like, what is this? For the Page of Pentacles, you get the Hermit, the 4 of Wands, the Temperance card. Yeah, things are showing up in a very, very different way. Very grounded too, very healing, very not sparkly and all over the place, you know, because that's good for like 2 minutes. And then the things that those sparks bring up, it's not even funny. And I feel like a lot of healing you've done through that, you know, not even realizing that, you know, you've learned a lot from those situations in the past that you are applying here, and you think this is the healing part of it all. Yes and no. You've already healed a lot. This is just realizing how much you've healed and how much you're still healing from a new energy that you're allowing to approach you, you know, by slowing the F down. Let's do the King of Cups. Woo! Remember what I told you in the past there, that I didn't see much love? It's all up in here in the current situation. So I don't know what you're dealing with here, but there's, I mean, your heart is fully open. The possibility of love on both sides is definitely there, and I feel like it exists. Maybe you have different scenarios in your head about it in terms of how it should show up, but the love is here. And you're like open to it like no tomorrow, you know? Very different scenarios here, very different energies. Let me see this in the immediate future. King of Wands. In the immediate future, you get the 5 of Cups, the 8 of Cups, the 9 of Wands. Yeah, you don't want to go back to that. Once you've experienced things in this way, it's like you're showing me, you're pointing me back to the past, and you're like it's easy to slip back into that direction and go for things that are like, oh my God, this feels so good, you know, for 2 minutes. But I see you really disconnecting from that kind of an energy, because you found something more meaningful, more stable, more loving, you know? And again, a lot of the times you may have confused that with love. And I don't see no trace of love in there. I see you thinking that that is love, but the energy of love, like the actual energy of love, I don't see it anywhere in there. In here, it's everywhere. So you're definitely starting to experience things from a very different perspective here. Let's do the 7 of Swords, the 9 of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands, the 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, you've shifted into a more grounded energy, into a more meaningful energy in terms of what you're pursuing. People, situations, whatever it is you're pursuing, you're doing it from a very different perspective. You've shifted completely. Instead of looking for that instant gratification and, oh my God, this makes me feel so good and it's filling me with desire and there's so much that I'm feeling right now that I can't even explain, and then it turns into a complete shit show. No. You're coming more from a place of, let's take it one day at a time. Let's allow for things to be what they are. And let's approach things from an open heart perspective, and let's see what happens. And yeah, it feels slower. You know, yeah, it feels like, oh my God. If there's no spark, that means that there's nothing here. Where it's like quite the opposite. You know, it's more grounded. More instilled into reality rather than let's make a fire with it in La La Land somewhere. So, as energies like that will want to approach you in the future of, oh my God, this feels so good, you have a very different approach in how you respond to those, you know, from a more grounded perspective, from a more stable perspective within yourself, and a more clear perspective of what it is that's meaningful to you. So you might reject a whole lot of things that are just kind of sparkly in that way. It's like, yeah, it looks good, feels good for like 2 minutes, but looking for something more long-term, more meaningful, you know? For the Ace of Swords, you get the 5 of Swords, the Devil, the King of Wands. There's going to be temptations, though. There's going to be temptations where things are going to show up. You're going to see, like, all sorts of things showing up and catching your eye that are, you feel passionate about, right? And there's going to be those times where it's like, well, You know, let's test out Gemini. The universe is thinking, let's test out Gemini. And then Gemini doesn't respond to those challenges. It's like, no, because I've discovered something more meaningful. Like, these are, they don't mean anything to me anymore. And then there's going to be that one that you're going to be like, oh shit, this feels so good. So all I see here is temptations, and they're at different levels. There's the, you know, more handleable level where you're like, yeah, no. And then there's that, you know, high-peaked one, which is going to be sent your way, and it's going to be like, let's see how Gemini does with this one. And man, you're going to be tempted. I see you responding to it, actually. And then I don't see anything because the reading ends. So it's quite interesting. You're being tested big time here. You know, after you've dealt or you're dealing with something else. I want to see the next episode of this, which is probably going to unfold later in the future, but wow. Okay, let's see what the universe has. This is just old patterns trying to come back. And you're doing good initially, and then when something strong shows up, it's like, ooh, how do I respond to this? So let's see if I respond, what happens, and then I don't know. From the universe, you get the Four of Cups, the Hermit, the Eight of Cups. There's a lot of regret over you responding in that way to things in the past. It's showing up through your healing right now, and it's almost looking like a little bit of a shadow side of yourself that you're not wanting to face. It's like, yeah, I used to be so caught up in things that, you know, kind of I thought were super important, and then they weren't, and you're looking at that part of yourself as being the enemy, being like, you know, ew, I don't want to look at that. Do look at that. It's you. It might help you here in the future when this part of you is going to want to show back up again. Yeah, you may not agree with it now because something shifted within you, but it's still you. It needs your acceptance, you know, even if it's a part of you that's quite... at the time, you thought that was it, so why the hell not? It needs your acceptance in order to be there, settled, not to come back at you, you know, and be like, okay, you know, if you don't want to accept me, I'll do things, I'll make things seem even worse for you then. I'll come back for you. No, it's part of you. You know, and sometimes even the worst parts of ourselves, they need our acceptance, they need our embrace. You know, you gotta accept yourself fully for what you are and what you did and what you were. It's fine. There's no shame to it. And that's where the part of acceptance and forgiveness over anything you are, anything you've done, and that's how you grow from there, you know? Not shoving those parts that we don't want to look at of ourselves, shoving them to the side and being like, ew, that was so ugly, ew. Because that stays with you. It's still part of you, you know? Oh, I'm done with the reading. What the hell am I doing? I was going into the extended. I'm like, no, not here. Anyways, that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.